So today we're going to be looking at the Honor Band 5. This fitness tracker from Huawei was released in 2019, so it's been out just over a year now. Main features of this, you've got a touch screen on the front, here's an AMOLED screen as well. On the back you've got your heart rate sensor which can monitor your heart rate 24/7. You can set that up in the app. The sensor also includes an oxygen sensor, so you can measure how much oxygen is in your blood. It's worth pointing out at this point, when you first buy one of these, the sensor for oxygen is not compatible and not working at the moment. The reason for that is the app, when it first came out, didn't have the functionality for that. That has since been fixed. So with the app, as long as you've got the latest version of the app, you can push the latest firmware to your device and that will enable the oxygen sensor on the back. You can track a variety of different exercise regimes with this, which I'll show you later on how to set that up. But it includes stuff like outdoor and indoor running, outdoor and indoor walk, treadmill, cross trainer, rowing, swimming, loads of them pre-installed. For the exercises that aren't on the app, so things like Pilates, yoga, boxing, things like that, you can always select the free training option or free exercise option. This way, it doesn't matter what exercise you do, it will still measure your time, calories, heart rate, and all the same features as the other programs. I've had this about a year now, and I've had cheap fitness trackers before, and I can honestly say this is one of the best ones I've ever had. I haven't had a single problem with it. I can't say I've literally got no bad things about it. The hardware itself is brilliant. As with all fitness trackers, there are two sides to this. You've always got the hardware and the software. Like I said, the hardware is flawless. Absolutely love it. It's small, lightweight, looks nice. Touchscreen is very responsive. I'll show that a bit better later on. Heart rate sensor is good. Oxygen levels are brilliant. Like I said, I can't put anything wrong with it. The software side of it is slightly disappointing. I'll cover that off in another video. Okay, so we'll have a look at some of the features of this band. Like I said before, it has an AMOLED touchscreen display. There we go. Sorry if it's not in focus. So the main screen you've got, these watch faces are interchangeable. Through the app you can download different ones. You've got loads of them there. Just tap whichever one you want and it sets it. You've got, if you tap the watch face, you'll have your Bluetooth, status, battery, any notifications, and as long as you've got it set up in the app, you've also got your mini weather report down the bottom. If you go back to the home screen, like with all the other fitness trackers, there is a rolling menu. So if we swipe, go up, so you've got your steps, no, go away, steps, heart rate, quite a sensitive touchscreen this, oxygen levels, these are where your messages are, so all your notifications from Facebook, WhatsApp, anything like that. Again, you set all that up in the app. Your sleep monitoring, and then you've got more settings. Workout we'll visit later on in the video. And you can also control your music via Bluetooth as well. So let's have a look at steps. So heart rate is, you set this up in the app. You can set it to 24-hour monitoring, that's what I've got at the moment. So let's put that on. Let's just show you quickly what it looks like. So if I select heart rate, it takes about 6 seconds to pick up a heart rate, and there you go. Just try and focus that a bit more. You're not going to do it. Oh, nearly had it. There we go. So what this does is it measures your current heart rate, and you leave it for about a minute, and then it gives you your average heart rate for that minute, and then it saves it to the app. Same if I go back with your oxygen levels. This takes a little bit longer. Very important with this one to keep your arm as still as possible. If you move it ever so slightly, it just won't record. There we go. So 98% oxygen, 70 beats a minute. Again, if you leave that for a minute, you get a little bit of vibration, and then it saves it to the app. Go back from there. You've got messages. So if I tap into that, so these are from Facebook. Go back. Facebook. Flash scores. So you can get your football notifications if you're into all that. You get all that in there. Then if you go back, you get a little red dot showing how many you've got. You can store up to 10 before it starts overwriting. Scroll up, and then there is just a clear all, so you can clear all of them at once. I'm not going to look at the sleep monitor at the moment because I don't use that. Ignore that. So workout. So like I said, you've got outdoor run, outdoor walk, indoor cycle, cross trainer, rower, pool, and free training. Free training is the one I use most. Because a lot of exercises I do aren't sort of defined in these preset programs. So if I click free training, you can set a target and a notify. So your target could be duration, calories, or none. And notify me, you can select a time. So after so many minutes, it will say you've done that much. If you click start, give you a quick countdown. I'll just show you the activity screen you get. So there we are. So at the top you've got your current beats per minute. You then have your activity time. If you swipe up, you then get your calories, and then it just loops back around. On the exercise screen, if you swipe to the left, you get your music control. It is important to set this up through your phone first and then connect it. If you're already in the middle of an exercise, sometimes it doesn't work. So what I'll do, to stop it, on that button on the bottom, if you just long press and hold, just click red and then green. It says it's too short to record, but that's fine. All of them are available in the app, so you can view your data later, apart from free training. For some reason the free training doesn't save to the app. So you can view your data on the watch there and then, but you won't be able to view it at a later date. Moving on from that, you can also just control your Bluetooth outside of the exercises, so you don't have to select a program to be able to control your Bluetooth music. One thing I haven't looked at is all the settings. If I go into more, you've got timer, stopwatch. This is another area where you can change your clock faces. I'm not going to do that for the moment. Find phone. So I think I've got my phone on me somewhere. So if I click find phone, there you go.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yep, we know you're there. Go back again. Brightness, screen on, so you can tell it when it turns the screen off. Your battery level, and down the bottom is systems. That's where you can reset the fitness tracker or even turn it off. So that's all the functionality of the tracker itself. Like I said, I've used this just over a year now. I've done it playing badminton, I've done free training, treadmill, bike, rowing, and I've got to say I'm really impressed with it. The next part of the video I'll show you the app side of it, and I'll also point out the negatives that I found while using the app. Okay, so we'll take a quick look at the app. So if I close that for the moment. So it's Hawaii Health. You can download this through the App Store. Just search health. And there it is. You want the one that's the orange one. Just click install. I've already got it. One thing I've noticed about this app, it does take a while to load sometimes, and other times, well, there's an example. Nope, you're not gonna work today. Ruin my video, thank you. After a few times it will load. Other times it will load the app and it will be stuck on the main screen, which is your exercise summary. So sometimes it will come up walk, and it will show that you've done 0 miles. And it does take a while for it to catch up. If this does happen, what I tend to find sometimes works, if you go into the app settings, just force it to stop. I don't want to split screen. And then go back in again. There you go, it loads perfectly. That's what I mean. So if it comes up with 000, it's just completely frozen. And it does take a while for it to catch up and start working. Again, this is where the app really lets the... There you go, it's crashed. Click wait. This is where the app really lets the fitness tracker down. Like I said, the fitness tracker, I can't fault it, it's brilliant. The app could seriously be improved. Okay, so after about 20 attempts, a phone restart, I finally managed to get it working. And this is where, like I've said before, it really lets the tracker down. So, needless to say from that, from the home screen, I like the user interface. It's very simple, easy to use. So let's just go through the different options. So on your main screen, this is your summary. So at the top you've got how many steps you've done, how many minutes active you've been. The minutes active is worked out by how many steps you've done per hour. Your distance and your calories are down. Quite small writing down the bottom. If you've got 24-hour heart rate monitoring on, you've got that option here. And you can also manually enter your weight if you want to track that as well. And then here you've got your oxygen levels. So like I said before, on the band, when you do your heart rate, after 6 seconds it will show your current heart rate, but it takes a whole minute before it actually saves it to the phone. Same with your oxygen levels. It takes about 12 seconds to give you your current oxygen level and heart rate, and again a minute to save it to the app. All those three you can click and go into them. So if we went to heart rate, so as long as you've got the band on you, it will show consistent heart rate as long as you've got that set up. It gives you a heart rate range, so the lowest I was at 58 and the highest I've been is 101. Your sort of resting heart rate, and I can never ever get those two to show anything. It's done by day, week, month and the year. Let's go back. Same with oxygen levels. Now this isn't 24/7 monitoring, this is very much a manual thing. So every time you want a reading, you'll have to manually go into the watch and do a reading. Again, you've got day, week, month and year up there. Let's go back. If you go on to exercise, this is where you can see all the data from your activity tracker from exercises you've done. So on the tracker itself, if you had gone to, say, workout, indoor run, start, and you finished a run, you can then go on to indoor run, and it'll show your total miles. And if you click it again, it then breaks it down into your months, and it shows individual workouts. So the last one I did was, when was that, the 16th of December. So if I go into that, and that's another thing I like, is the layout. It's got duration, calories, average pace, average speed, average steps a minute, average stride, steps, and your average heart rate as well. Again, if you go onto charts, you've got your heart rate. So I was doing a couch to 5k. If any of you haven't tried that thing again into run, I would highly recommend that. So this basically proves it. So anyone who's not familiar with it, you basically do intervals of 1 minute jog, 1.5 minutes walk, 1 minute jog, 1.5 minute walk. And according to the heart rate, you can definitely see that. So you can see the points at where I was jogging and the points where I was walking. You can definitely see the dips. I have tested the heart rate manually as well, and I found it to be about between 0 and about 5 beats out from doing it manually. Very, very accurate. You've got your heart rate ranges as well. So everything from warm-up, fat burning, aerobic, anaerobic, and extreme. The extreme is set by your maximum heart rate. It automatically calculates that with 220 take away your age. So mine, I think, is about 192 beats a minute. So on your fitness tracker, when you get to about 174 beats a minute, it will show up as red, saying you're now in the extreme zone. On the fitness tracker, under the workout, they aren't shown as them, they're shown as zones 1 to 5. So zone 1 is warm down, 2, 3, 4, and zone 5 is extreme. Also got your pace on there as well, and how many steps a minute you've done. And that is all from just one workout. Lots of detail. Let's go back. Same with outdoor run. The difference with outdoor run is if you do it through the app can use GPS data to give you a more accurate reading on your distance. To do that, quite simply, make sure you've got your location on. If you go into settings, go on to apps. There it is there. Under the health app and permissions, make sure it has location for permission to access your location. Otherwise it'd be a little bit pointless. And then just click start. Give you a nice countdown. And there you go. It will give you your GPS. Go out running. Turn the screen off. Your fitness tracker automatically goes into the outdoor running mode, and you've got your heartbeat sensor on as well. Once you're done, you can either stop it on this or go on the app. Just click pause, tap and hold to end. I haven't done anything. End. And again, if you go onto there, you can see your outdoor runs in the app. Click on devices. You can add multiple devices to your app. So I've only got the On-A-Band 5 connected. Also shows the battery level there as well. Again, this is where you can download more faces to your watch to customize the home screen on there. Can't see that. So if you click on that, There you go. So these are all from Hawaii that you can download. There are absolutely loads from there. Simply just click install. It will download it to the fitness tracker and it'll automatically set it as well. If you want to install it on the fitness tracker but not set it, you'll have to go onto the tracker and then manually change the face back to something you want. So for example, I like the Halloween one, wherever it is on here, but obviously I don't want to set that yet. So I install it, it'll set it automatically. For the sake of it, if I click this one, do install, so it's now installing, progress bar moving up, and then if we go onto the fitness tracker, there we go, manually installed. So like I said, if I don't want it on there, long press and hold, and then just swipe to whichever one I want. So I want that one, tap, and assess it. With the faces you can go into the description, and sometimes it'll have a little description of what it includes. And then you've got your personal data here. So if we go my data, this will give you an idea on exactly how many steps and distance you've done in general. So if we say went distance, again, day, week, month, year. There you go. So I've covered 831 miles in a year. I'm not the most active of people, so you guys are probably going to do a lot more than that. It also works out if you're climbing, walking or running. These aren't the most accurate things. There's 11% other. I don't know what that other is. Sometimes it says I've been climbing when I haven't. I've never ever been climbing. Calories again. Day, week, month, year. So if we go month, year. So I think I've been more active towards Christmas than summer. So ready for all the food. You got your oxygen levels as well. I haven't done many measurements. I've only done 4 this month. So yeah, that's the app. Like I said, the actual usability, it's very quick. And using the app's fine. Loading the app is always a massive problem. But if you can look past that and persevere with it, it's a quite nice set. The other thing to point out is there are individual settings for the Honor Band. So if you click on your device and go down again, you've got watch faces again there. You've got health monitoring, help, troubleshooting, alarm. So if you want to set an alarm on here to wake you up via vibration, you don't do that on the band itself. You'll have to do it through the app and then sync it to the watch. So if we would go an alarm, select a time, AM or PM. The other thing I like is you can add a tag. So this is a little message that comes up. So if we say put it as meeting, and if we set it to go off at 3:53. Now the other thing is when you set it, it doesn't automatically turn it on. So just turn it on, and then hopefully in a few seconds that will go off. Weather reports, again, this will need access to your location. If you've got that enabled, then on your watch you can quickly just raise your wrist and it will be able to tell you what the current weather is. And again, Celsius or Fahrenheit. Notifications. So this is where it looks, and there we go. So alarm's going off, and down the bottom here it says 3:53 meeting, and then just long press the button and it turns it off. So back to notifications, you've got So the apps list every single app you've got on here. So say I want notifications for Facebook. If someone tags me in a post or anything, I can literally just turn it on, turn it off, and there are loads on here. So any kind of messaging app you've got, as long as it comes through on your phone, you'll get it on your tracker. You've got device settings down here, so you can have a Bluetooth disconnection reminder. So if you go too far away from your phone, it'll tell you. Music playback control, you can disable that if you want. You don't need to, you just don't connect to your phone, doesn't matter. Function customization. So on that menu, when you scroll up and down, you can change the order on how these are all viewed. So on the app, you can literally just, where the double line is, just tap and hold, and you can move them into any order you want. And you can also add extra ones. So I've got everything on there. You can delete them, so your menu's shorter. So I don't use sleep monitoring a lot, so I could, in theory, just get rid of that and click yes. Raise to wake. So if you've got it in your wrist and you just raise your wrist up to your face, it will turn the screen on so you can see the time and any notifications you've got. I never use the rotate to switch screen. And also you can use the app to factory reset the device in case there's any problems or the firmware doesn't work. I've never had a problem with the firmware. Like I said, when you first get the watch, the firmware that comes with it won't have any functionality for the oxygen sensor. When you download the app, it'll tell you that there's a firmware update. So install that, it will get pushed to the tracker, and then you can use absolutely everything it has on offer. So final reviews. If you're looking for a low budget, I say low budget, not cheap, because this is definitely not a cheap looking fitness tracker. It's well built. It's all molded into one. I've had this over a year and there's literally no signs of wear, no signs of any scratches or tears or rips, and it still charges. Battery life lasts me easily a week, and that's with 24-hour use. And for the price range, you can't beat it. £30. There are Fitbits that do roughly the same that are about double the cost. As always, fitness trackers, there are always two sides of it. You have the hardware and the software. The hardware, flawless. Software needs vast improvement. The actual usability of the software is brilliant, but those loading errors that we were getting earlier on in the video took me 20 attempts, a phone restart, and it eventually worked. That's just not what you expect from these sort of app developers. Overall, I would definitely recommend this. And obviously you've got a heartbeat sensor, oxygen sensor, and all of that £30. I do believe Argos, at the time of this video, now have these at about £27.99, so they have come down in price. Like I said, these are about a year old now, but they're still going strong. I would definitely recommend these. Every single person I've shown this to have absolutely loved it, and loved it even more when I told them the price. So yeah, definitely recommend this, and I hope you enjoyed this video.